Hey everyone, in this video I'll be going over all the major updates in Crimson Desert's patch 1.06 alongside all the hidden updates that they don't tell you in the patch notes, because every single time they release an update there's a bunch of hidden stuff that they don't list. There are 10 new mounts that have been added to the game alongside the ability to wear Unka's armor like you can see here on Cliff. There are also claw machines that are extremely frustrating, much like real life. These also added in abyss gears, a new headset piece, and a bunch of furniture for your house, but I hate doing this a lot. And I'll first mention something that's not in the patch notes that is actually really nice. Double jump has been fixed. Now, they fixed it in the past, but it didn't work out properly. Now, go try it for yourself. You'll notice that it feels a lot better to do the double jump. It almost seems like you get a bit more air with it as well, but yeah, no longer will you jump up and then accidentally pull out your cloak to fly around. So yeah, double jump is so much better and less clunky to use. And yeah, there is a chocobo that was added pretty much with the Kukubo Bird here. And something else that's not in the patch notes is you can now put sheath on your weapon, which is in the patch notes, but you can also add dyes to these, which looks amazing. I actually really like that they added this option in. And the scabbards look quite cool. However, one thing to note, they only end up being on swords. As far as I know, I haven't seen anything for the axes. I know a lot of people really want to put axes on their hips, and hopefully a future update will let that happen. And honestly, Pearl Abyss is the kings of over-delivering, because in previous updates, they added things like this Michael Jackson dancing robot did not even listed anywhere in the patch notes. So yeah, you can expect some more hidden stuff being added into the game. And I'm not sure if this is new for the patch, but obviously you can do the focused ability to fly here. But one thing is, if you continue to spam your dodge afterwards, you can do an enhanced super fly. I'm not sure if this was available previously, but yeah, you can just keep spamming that and keep picking up speed. And one last thing, I go around the maps after every update because there are some areas in the game like the Anvil Hill Cave here, which it says it's an ordinary cave. I don't think so. I have a feeling that they're going to be hiding something in this little corner here where it seems like a dead end. I have a feeling they're going to be updating some of these caves that just don't have really anything going for them in the future. So that's why these videos come a little bit later, as I'm digging through all the games looking for anything that could have been added differently. And I'm also going to mention right now, because I got a couple comments about this, there's now a separate tab for your special mounts and your main horse. So you may notice if you've unlocked things like the White Bear or Silver Fang and you can't access them from your radial wheel, you'll go have to summon one of them here. This includes the Cloud Cart and others, but we did get some nice new mounts. We got things like tigers, iguanas, Kukubo birds, raptors, lions. And I gotta say, it is really cool being able to ride a tiger, even though I do feel like the tiger could be a bit larger. It does feel like a small cat, but hey, they've been doing a great job with these updates. And yeah, the mounts have been a big part of this update, with things like the boars, bears, deers, mountain goats, Kukubo birds, iguanas, raptors, camels, and tigers being available to tame, or lions as well. And the way you're going to tame these, like for example, if you want to get the tiger, you're going to come up north or to the eastern section here, kind of by where that Great Ore location is. And if you zoom in a little bit more, you're going to see the tigers here. There's a legendary one, unfortunately. If you have taken out the white tiger, I have heard that some people are having issues with it actually properly being able to tame. But I'll be doing several videos on how to take them out. You actually have to fight the tigers, leave it so there's just one left, and knock it around like that. And you do force palm a couple times until you see that you can ride on it. Then you're going to go into your inventory and feed it a type of meat. So this works for all the different mounts. Some of them you can actually just go and steal, like the iguana. There's some in the Tashkalp region of the Crimson Desert. But you're just gonna feed them. They only take 3 food to actually max it out. You get 40 per food. So yeah, getting these is actually quite easy. Now, dogs can also now fight in combat by going to the secret shop in Peroran Village. Now, I've had some people ask where this is. It's actually going to be in that main loop of Peroran Village, and there's a little side loop. I would just recommend standing in place, because if the merchant walks by you, they'll end up stopping. It is that main circle and the other circle there. So walk around this main loop and this little one here. Now, the dog is really good at looting, and I've noticed that in every single update, they've been better at pathfinding, and the AI in the dog, unfortunately, it does not want to fight. It would rather pick up all the random loot, and I think this is just because it's meant to do that primarily. It's fighting, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but I think it's cool, and it's nice that they added something like that in, and you'll see, like, I had a whole video for like 20 minutes where I was just trying to fist fight and not even take these enemies out. The dog was just going around picking up every single piece of loot from everywhere, which is obviously their job, but I can't say that the dogs are good at fighting. They just do a tiny little bit. It's worth grabbing, but it's just more so for the novelty. And you can actually get saddles for all of these mounts, and they have it listed where you're gonna go. So it's all the different saddleries. Whenever you go to register a horse, you're gonna find them all there. The one thing a lot of people are gonna care about is going to the Calfade to get the Kukubo Bird one. Extraction also got added to the game, so you can get back your resources if you want to upgrade something different. It actually works really well. You go to any of the blacksmiths in the game that you upgrade it, and there'll be a new option there where you can get your items back. Abyss artifacts will always come back 100% alongside the scales, but a new change here is that you can actually get your iron ore and things like that back at a rate of 70% of the amount used, roughly. Now, another really great thing is there is now unarmed combat skills for Unka, and they do have unarmed skills planned for Damian in the future, which is actually amazing to see, so hopefully we will end up getting some more of that. I do imagine her fighting style will probably be a little bit different from the other fellas because she does fight more elegantly with her weapon. So I think that's why it's taken a bit longer, because she does have a bit of a different skeleton than the other dudes, and we'll hopefully see a new fighting style. And one quick thing about the Kukubo Bird is it does come with a little egg hat here. So whenever you go to the special mounts, you can actually get that the hassle or the harness for it, or you can put the egg helmet on here depending on what you like. It's funny. And one more thing I want to note about the mounts is that they're not that quick. The bird can hover around kind of like Yoshi, doesn't really get a whole lot of air, but we'll just hit a sick trick here and you'll get an idea. It slowly falls. So it's cool. Again, these are more of a novelty. It's not something you're going to want to really use often. I'll go at its max running speed here so you get an idea. The wolf is faster, the bear is faster, and the horses are obviously a lot faster, but this is cute, and that's kind of the whole point of it. And again, as mentioned, there's sheaths, you can dye them. There's also the Sigil of Valor to get your dog to kind of fight. And then the claw machine, which has 12 new types of lighting, 1 type of chair, 1 special headgear, abyss artifacts, and abyss gears. Now, if you've done that, you'll know it is an extremely frustrating game. I tried for a long time. You can even shake the machine. Nothing helps. It is just like it is in real life, a scam. Now, another major update is Visions can now get an abyss gear on them alongside the Kuku armor. So the benefits of having like the Kuku ice resistant armor or the flame resistant is they have a fire resistance level 10. So that's the equivalent of having 3 abyss gears with the upgrade and 1 plus. You can only get like a maximum 9 from using abyss gears. Now that they can get an additional one on top of that, this just makes them the best in slot for most situations because you're getting a huge resistance alongside one of the abyss abilities. They also gave the Kuku Business Spear 4 of the slots now, which is insane because this is one of the best weapons in the entire game. I don't think it needed that change. Even if it just had 1, I would have been fine, but getting 4 is pretty crazy. It almost feels too strong to use. They also updated the elemental resistances of certain cloaks, so they now have archetypes. Some increase movement speed, some give you elemental damage resistances. There is a couple in the game right now that have not been updated, so if you go to look through your cloaks, you can actually see which of the upgrades will get applied to this. So you can press Y or triangle on here for details and then press it again, you're gonna get the refinement. So for this one, you can see here when you have it fully scaled up and now gets stamina cost -8. A lot of them do come with a stamina cost reduction, which I think is great. But yeah, check this just to make sure your favorite cloak did not miss out on this update. And Pearl Abyss has been great to update things pretty quickly. They fixed some issues with pets that cannot be summoned in certain situations. Also, the Saute Bonding. I got a second one. I know so many people are having issues with it because I started to get comments on my videos talking about it. And yeah, they did fix that. So if you don't have a Saute Bonding now, just let me know in the comments. But you should have it in either your camp chest or you'll get added a new one. And also check with Carl, the camp resource guy. And you can see it here, they fixed it so that it would not disappear from the recoverable items. And additionally, they gave a secondary one. And they also fixed the Iron Eagle. So if you didn't catch it the first time, you can now catch it in subsequent attempts. They also now let you clean all fish at a time, which is super useful. They also changed the refining. So if you use 2 of the same item, it can only be done up to the level immediately before an abyss artifact is consumed. I guess this is to shut down any abyss artifact farming that you could do from doing that and then refunding it. So yeah, I can kind of understand why they did that, as we're hungry for more artifact farms. They also made it so you can now stock furniture items, which not a lot of people use, but it's nice to see. And they also fixed some of the housing as well. They also made some big changes. Cliff can now wear some of Unka's armors, as I showed at the start there with that bull helmet. Now, when is Damian going to get access to Unka's armors? Because he has some good ones that I think she would rock well. We'll just have to wait and see for that. But the Grey Mane Cloak is now available for Unka as well. And these seem to be added after the patch was added. So yeah, they usually leave these little updates whenever it was something that was added like a bit after. They also did make some more changes to unarmed fighting. So they changed that the overall movement animation. So if you go to fight, you can just bring your ordinary gloves here to do the real fisticuffs. Oh. And you got this nice stance here now. So yeah, if you want to do an unarmed fighting build, I think this is the best time to do it. It is actually quite fun and powerful. I like to combine it with some of the martial art abilities and grappling. And on top of this, they also made it so you can do blinding flash with your hand now. So this is really nice if you just want to go full in on that unarmed build. They also added some additional effects when firing 2-handed cannons, although I did hear that there is some issues with the Kuku Business cannon as well. And they also updated the power of the cannons. They also improved chain attacks after a roundhouse kick and a few other abilities in combat. And one of the things that they also nerfed in one of the last patches is that bosses, whenever you bonk them with the pillars or trees that you've cut down, they now take a bit less damage. This is huge. So they fixed it so that you can now climb through windows a lot easier, which was a frustrating thing if you're trying to get through some of the windows in this game. So you can now approach them and get in through these sides. And they also fixed camera angles when you're following a character for a while. There's a bunch of not a lot, but some UI changes, but the big one here is the night tone mode. You're gonna go into your settings here, and it's gonna be under the graphical settings. So you go all the way down and you're gonna see the night tone mode, and when it's on, it makes things a lot brighter at nighttime. It's seen a lot of people complaining about this. This is actually kind of a huge change, because whenever you switch it off and you go out into the night, you can see it's starting to get a little bit more realistic with the darkness. Obviously the fireworks are interrupting that. But yeah, the darks are now darker, and a lot of the colors are a bit more vibrant. So if you go up into the sky, you can actually really see, like, those greens look a lot more green and things like that. Compared to this is with the night mode on, so this is what it will be naturally. So you get a really good picture of what the color changes look like. So yeah, these are a lot more dulled out now, and you can see the towers and things in the distance a lot easier, but I'll here show you guys turning it off just to get an idea exactly of the changes. So much more vibrant. I really like this, although it is really hard to see at nighttime. I'm wondering if this will fix the bug where it turns some of your white pets into a black color, but this looks really nice. Honestly, I think I'll play with this way now because it is a lot more colorful without needing a reshader. And speaking of reshaders, I did a video going over the top 20 best mods for Crimson Desert, so I'll have that linked in the comments as well. There's a lot of great mods, and hopefully we'll start to see some of these mods get implemented into the actual gameplay, like a character creator. There was also some changes to HDR and other things here. I did notice a bit of a frame rate drop, and I did see some other people talking about frames being a little bit lower here, so it really just depends because everyone's hardware is different. But let me know in the comments if you have better performance or worse performance, because yeah, I've lost about like 6 to 10 frames per second roughly. There is a lot of other changes here, some smaller things like contribution equipment would disappear from recoverable items. Elegant carmine leather armor, that's the armor you saw in Damian earlier. They now fix it so that certain parts of it can be dyed. Elemental meteor kick being fixed is really nice. I'm not sure if you guys use that where you jump up in the air and use your kick with the elemental infusions. I love doing that, but there was like a 50-50 chance or whether it would work or not. And to show you what I mean, it actually does work really well now. So you jump up into the air and then you're gonna press Y to do your kick, press both the back triggers, and then let go. Boom, you do your huge explosion attack there. It now works a lot smoother, especially in fights where sometimes you go to kick a target and then you just cancel yourself out of the animation. I love that they added this pose here for when you're doing unarmed, but there is a lot of changes across the board to things that are just not working properly. Nothing super major from these. Mostly like the focused shots and different things from the skill tree may not work 100% of the time. They've updated to make it work better. This is an awful fix. Fix an issue where explosions placed by Storm Crusher and Thunder Crusher? It's not the name, it's called Thunder Tank, so I'm not sure why they got a little typo there, but yeah, this fight has been changed many times. This was one of the most broken fights on release. There's actually a lot of fights that were just completely broken on the release. You weren't actually able to stab this boss originally, which is kind of the whole main strategy that you want to use against it. But yeah, I can give them slack on that typo. They've been working hard putting out more updates than any other game company has ever put out for a game this close to release. Now this is a funny one that I have experienced. Fix an issue where Greymane NPCs would say hostile lines to the player. It's happened to me so many times. I'm happy that is fixed. They also improved the quality of certain outfits. I haven't really noticed, but graphically, the game looks a little bit better in my opinion. I'm not sure if it's the night mode that's been impacting that thought, but they did fix a big issue that was bugging out for me. I take photo mode. I use photo mode for all my thumbnails for my YouTube videos. I know a lot of people for this game are using AI and it kind of is gross. I like to use the photo mode. They have an amazing photo mode. They fixed it because it was inverting colors. This is now fixed, which is amazing to see. Overall, an amazing update though for Crimson Desert, and I'm really excited to see what they do next. I do have a feeling we'll be seeing something getting closer to, like, you know, the fall time when they're going to be making that push for Game of the Year. My thoughts are they might add a character creator because I know how amazing it was in Black Desert Online, and I think it would do great here. After using the mod, it's just amazing to see what's possible, especially because Cliff doesn't really talk a whole lot, but we'll have to wait and see what happened. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed, and we'll catch you all in the next video.